Well, some say the passing of a kidney stone is worse than childbirth. And according to the National Institute of Health, 1 in 11 people have had a kidney stone. But there are things you can do, don't worry, to lessen your chances of getting them. And paying us a house call this morning is Prevea Health urologist Dr. Tom Schlueter. Good morning.
Thank you, Rachel. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So really it's pretty common.
Absolutely. 1 in 10 people or so will experience a kidney stone. It's a little more common in men than women, although that gender gap is shrinking.
Okay.
Kidney stones are linked to other other illnesses such as obesity, hypertension, diabetes, although there's not a clear cause and effect,
Okay.
but they're very common.
Okay, very common. And I also read, tell me if this is true, that they're happening more often.
Yes, the incidence is increasing, possibly due to increase in obesity rates and some of those other risk factors I mentioned.
All right, so let's start out by telling people what a kidney stone is. And we have a couple of diagrams, a little anatomy lesson for you. So what is a kidney stone?
A kidney stone is basically, they're mostly made out of calcium and oxalate. They're often about the size of a piece of gravel, although the size can vary greatly.
Okay.
And how they get treated or whether they cause pain depends upon their location. Now, as you can see in the drawing, your urinary tract is made out of your kidneys, which filter your blood and make the urine. The tubes that drain the kidneys are called your ureters, and they empty into your bladder. Now, kidney stones that become lodged in the ureter, as is demonstrated on the left there, tend to cause lots of pain. Pain is caused when kidney stones block the urine from being able to drain from the kidney.
Okay.
They're not caused by the mere presence of the stone. It's when they block the urine from draining, and that backed up pressure causes excruciating pain.
That is awful, awful pressure. Okay, so back here into the studio, we have a quick demonstration for you right over here, and this is kind of how this happens.
Yeah, this is a simple demonstration of how kidney stones form. If you can envision this as your kidney,
okay,
and the amount of water in here is the urine that's being formed at any particular time, kidney stones form when patients either don't drink enough water, which is by far the most common cause, or they consume a little too much calcium and oxalate in their diet.
We just made a little, do you see that
there
right
you
there?
Go, right there.
Okay, calcium oxalate, this is that.
So you're consuming too much calcium and oxalate, that gets in your urine. If you're drinking plenty of fluid, it dissolves like so.
No
you
problem.
Can't see it, you pass it, no problem.
But if you consume too much,
or you don't drink enough fluid, then you start to overload the urine's ability to absorb the calcium and oxalate, and you start getting crystals in the bottom like you see there.
I can see it, yeah.
Those are the beginnings of little kidney stones.
And then they get bigger if you don't take care of it.
They get bigger over time, absolutely.
So how much water, let's talk then about the big kidney stones that are inside you. You shared some video with us. This is what happens if the kidney stone is too big.
Yes,
how do you treat it?
That's great video. The most common scenario is a small stone about the size of a piece of gravel becomes lodged within the ureter. We take a flexible telescope and go through the holes that you came with up into the bladder, through the ureter, and using that little blue fiber, which is a laser fiber, with a little green aiming beam, we can break that stone into tiny little fragments.
And then you
really
pass them
cool.
on your own after.
And then you can pass those
really
small
cool
fragments.
Stuff. But that is extreme, and it's expensive. So you want to avoid it, right?
Absolutely.
You don't want to have to go to the doctor to get your kidney stones blasted like that. You want to do this. You want to drink enough water.
Yes.
Number one.
The keys to preventing kidney stone, far and away, are drinking enough fluid in water.
How much?
In general, you have to drink at least 6 glasses, 10-ounce glasses of water a day.
That's doable. That's
one in the morning,
doable.
1 with each meal, 1 at night before you go to bed, and 1 more over the course of the day is what I usually tell people. But that's at the very least. More is better.
And we want to give people in the last 30 seconds here an idea of what foods they should avoid.
Absolutely. In general, people consume, there's high amounts of oxalate in soda, coffee, and especially iced tea this time of year.
Okay.
You want to minimize that, and certainly that should not be your main source of hydration.
And vitamins?
Well, people tend to consume and self-prescribe too much vitamins. So vitamin C in your diet gets metabolized into oxalate, which forms kidney stones.
Okay.
People tend to consume too much vitamin C in general, in supplement form, and those two things can combine if they're not drinking enough fluid to form the kidney stone.
There are a lot of healthy foods that are high in oxalate, like spinach and
Absolutely.
kale. That doesn't mean you should avoid those. You just need to drink enough water to process them. And we have a list of all those foods on our website, fox11online.com. Click on Good Day Wisconsin. Thanks so much for being here. We learned a lot. Thanks, Doctor.
Thank you very much.